Hey there and welcome back. Today we'll be breaking down a solo PvE build that will allow you to solo tier 5 static dungeons within safe zones. This is one of my favorite melee hack and slash builds, and nothing feels better than cutting down packs of mobs with your axe. We are talking about the Battleaxe. For this build you will need to be close to 1600 item power to easily clear through these mobs. Now you will also have no issue killing empowered forces, however I do recommend pulling smaller mob packs when facing empowered forces. Now there are a few builds that will allow you to solo these tier 5 static dungeons, as you might have seen in my previous video with the Great Nature Staff. However, if you are looking for a faster pace and in my opinion, nice feeling build, the Battleaxe is for you. Before we move any further, YouTube has informed me that 80% of you that view my videos are not subscribed to the channel. Make sure to subscribe for Albion Online content and any upcoming giveaways. Now let's take a moment to highlight the benefits of soloing tier 5 static dungeons, as there are a few. You will average about 2 million combat fame and about 280,000 combat fame credits per hour. You can average even more by turning auto respec on and bringing a satchel. However, keep in mind that this will get pretty pricey quickly. You can also expect about 100,000 silver per hour. I highly recommend that you do these static dungeons while faction flagged. You will average anywhere from 7 to 9,000 faction points an hour. This will allow you to purchase campaign chests with your faction, which will add even more combat fame through Books of Insight. Now let's get into the breakdown. For your chest piece and armor piece that really makes this build viable is the HELLION jacket. You will depend heavily on the HELLION jacket, as it will be one of your main sources of healing. This jacket not only does damage but will also heal you to full. Your aura ability will be Lifesteal Aura. This aura lasts 7 seconds and deals damage to up to 5 enemies based on your own current health every second. The less health that you have, the more damage that you will do. The second perk to this ability is that you will also steal 100% of the health of the enemy has lost. I really recommend using this when you absolutely need it. If you see yourself around 20%, go ahead and pop this to maximize its effects when it comes to damage output and incoming healing. For your passive, you will select Balanced Mind for an additional 4% damage and healing cast. Up next is your HELLION jacket's best friend and your helmet slot. You will take Spectre Hood, and your first ability will be Flash of Insight. This will reset the cooldown of your armor ability, meaning your chest piece. This is very important as it will grant you 2 cooldowns of Lifesteal Aura. This is huge since it will double your damage output and incoming healing. Using both of these items will help you live through larger and harder mob packs. For your passive, you will also go with Balanced Mind for the additional damage and increased defense. Your main hand will be Battleaxe. For your Q, go with Rending Rage. This ability is great because it will cleave and place a Rending Bleed charge on each mob while dealing 240 physical damage. You can cleave up to 2 times and apply an additional Rending Bleed. You will then hit Q a 3rd time to activate Raging Leap. This will cause you to leap towards your mobs and root them. It also deals 246 damage and applies an additional Rending Bleed charge. This is important because each Rending Bleed charge will do 124 physical damage over 6 seconds and stacks up to 3 times. If you place all 3 Rending Bleed charges on your target, they will also receive a debuff that will reduce their incoming healing by 12% for 5 seconds. You really want to make sure all of your mobs are stacked up before you start cleaving to maximize your damage output. For your W, you will go with Adrenaline Boost. This will buff you and increase all of your damage by 25%. Increase your movement speed by 40% and attack speed by 40% up to 7 seconds. You want to make sure that you're always attacking while having this buff. If you stop attacking for more than 3.5 seconds, you will lose the buff early. I recommend popping your W first, which will buff your Q and other abilities. This will maximize your damage and increase the rate of combat fame that you are able to farm. Your E is Blood Bandit. You will benefit by providing huge bursts of damage and healing from this axe throw. You will have 2 axe throws to combo together, the first being Blood Draw, which throws an axe through the air and through your opponents. You can hit multiple targets with this E, so make sure to line up your mobs. The damage it does depends on the number of rending charges your target has. The more rending charges they have, the more damage that they will do. Make sure that you apply your rending charges with your Q before using your E. The second axe that you throw is called Blood Bandit, which will deal 541 physical damage to all mobs it hits, and heal you based on the number of rending charges on the first enemy it hits. It's always important to have your rending charges on all of your mobs. You will have 10 seconds to throw the second axe after throwing the first. So as a tip, if you do not need the healing portion of this ability, let the 10 seconds run out and it will reset your E's cooldown so you can throw the first axe again. If you do use the second axe, you will cause your E to go on a 20-second cooldown. Blood Bandit and Hellion Jacket will be your main source of sustain, so it is very important that you use them wisely. For your passive, go with Deep Cuts, as this will inflict additional damage every 4 normal attacks. Since you have an additional 40 attack speed from Adrenaline Boost, this will allow you to apply many deep cuts. Your offhand will be Muisak. This offhand provides a huge damage increase and mastery modifier. However, if you feel that you're struggling with energy, you can take Eye of Secrets for an increased energy and energy regeneration. Up next, you'll have your Guardian Boots. For your F, go with Giant, as this will increase your max and current health by 100% and your movement speed by an additional 25%. If you see that your health is dropping low and you need a bit of time for your cooldowns, this is a great way to stay alive and kite your mobs around. For your passive, go with Toughness for the additional 2.5% defense. You will go with LYMHURST Cape. As I mentioned earlier, you might come across energy issues, and the last thing you want to find yourself with while fighting a horde of mobs is no energy to use your abilities. Energy Reserve will activate once you drop below 40% energy and will restore 80% of your maximum energy levels over 9 seconds. Now for your consumables, I will go with Roast Pork with my food. This will allow you to heal as you deal damage based on the amount of health your enemies have lost. It is also a great way to add sustain as you tank all of your mobs. I also recommend taking tier 2 or tier 4 energy potions as a backup. You might find yourself chain pulling and realize that your energy is too low, and this will keep you going. I hope you find a lot of success with this solo static dungeon build and are able to maximize your combat fame, as there are huge opportunities to make profits while in a safe zone. I will be working on the Shadowcaller build next, so make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Albion Online content, and we'll see you soon.